Hi everybody, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of your self-concept and how your self-concept is responsible for how your life has and is unfolding. And especially with a focus on how your self-concept is responsible for how successful your relationships are, how successful you are in relationships. Your self-concept is fundamentally made up of your inner beliefs, your true dominant beliefs, your feelings, your thoughts, and your emotions, your behaviors. Your self-concept is your inner reality. And based on what your inner beliefs are, those thoughts, those feelings, your behaviors, your emotions, based on whatever that is, that then creates your outer reality. So it creates the experience of what you are currently seeing in your outer reality. Everything is connected. So everything is one. Nothing is separate from each other because everything comes from your inner reality, which is your self-concept, which is made up of your beliefs, your thoughts, your behaviors, and your emotions. So everything that you are experiencing in your outer reality is a reflection of what's happening in here. So I know that, especially when I first grasped this concept, or even before I grasped this concept, I remember thinking, really, how can my thoughts create? How can my thoughts and my outer world be connected? But there is so much evidence out there. And all you really need to do is look at your outer reality for feedback. Does that match what you're currently thinking about yourself or have always thought about yourself or others or the things that you're desiring? You know, we can look at it very simply. So if we think about money, you know, somebody that's really, really wealthy and has that inner belief of that they are really wealthy and that is true to them, their reality, their feedback will be that they have lots of money, they have more than enough money, and they're able to afford anything and that they will be living a luxurious life. If we think about relationships, if you're thinking that relationships are difficult, for example, or let's use a positive, relationships are really easy and they're fun and that you're an easily lovable person because you're lovely and everyone around you loves you and adores you. If that is your dominant thought and your dominant belief about yourself and about relationships, all you have to do is then look in your outer reality to see whether that is actually your true reflection of what you think about yourself. Because if it is, you will get that feedback back. You will get that back with people where you will be having these fun, loving relationships, where you will feel like you're lovely, where you'll have people responding to you as if you're a lovable, adorable person. So our outer reality is like that kind of checklist to what we're truly thinking about ourselves, because it is merely a reflection of what is happening in here. So as I said earlier, like your self-concept creates everything. Everything. It creates how people treat you, how you're seen, your perception. It creates everything that you have in your reality. It creates everything. So focusing on relationships, if there is a specific person that you are wanting to be with, to have a relationship with, or just a specific person that you can think about, how are you thinking about them thinking about you? So if you want your specific person or special person or anyone in particular to treat you in a particular way, and they're coming back to you in the opposite way of how you wanted to be treated, then you just need to ask yourself, what is it that I'm actually thinking about them, or thinking about them thinking about me? What are my true dominant beliefs there? So obviously, if you're thinking that they think you're the most amazing person in the world, you're the most beautiful, most loving, kind person in the world, that they absolutely adore, then that's the reflection of that will come back to you in the form of them showing up that way. But obviously, if you're thinking the opposite, that too will then be your reflection of how you're truly thinking about them and thinking about yourself. So if there are areas in your life, whether it is specific person related, relationships, loving relationships, family, friends, wealth, jobs, career, whatever it is, if there's anything in your life that you are wanting to change for the better, obviously, it all starts with you and your self-concept and what you're thinking about yourself and what you're thinking about others. It's all about what you hold on to about yourself in here that gets reflected out. So it all starts with you. The way I have focused on changing my perception of myself, and the easiest way to do this, in my experience, is with affirmations. It sounds very simple and very straightforward, but it is with affirmations. It's telling myself that I am that person and being persistent with that story for me to then see that reflected back at me. And the more I tell that story, the more I see things reflected back at me. Now, I've also just released a guided meditation video on self-concept with some really beautiful affirmations in there, which I'll tag here. So if you're not really quite sure where to start, then maybe listen to that video. That will give you some ideas of what it is that you are wanting to see yourself as, to get that reflected back to you, or how you're wanting to be treated in the world, or how you're wanting to get these manifestations and these desires. So you can use that video as a really, really good grounding for starting your process of affirming to become the version of you that you want to be and to be seen as. And like I said, you can also then use that as a guide, because it is a guide, to then create your own empowering affirmations. And the more we persist in telling ourselves and embodying this version of ourselves that is this new identity, this confident, beautiful, loving, lovable, valued, worthy, respected, magnetic version of ourselves, the more we show up that way by telling ourselves that we are that way, the more we will see the outer reality, the reflection come back at us that will conform to what this new story is that we are telling ourselves. Therefore, it will then be easier for you to be able to get and create that life that you are desiring or currently manifesting. So the reason why your self-concept is so important, and especially if you are looking to manifest specific relationships or to be successful with specific relationships or any relationship, it all starts in here by changing that inner story. We're changing our identity, we're changing our perception by persisting and practicing and repeating these affirmations over time. If you are diligent with this practice, you will start to see things change. You will feel better. You will be embodying this version of you, and you'll start to see the evidence coming back to you from your outer reality. Now, I know that not everybody finds that easy. So if you are struggling with that or would like a bit more guidance with that, then you can just get in touch, click in the link below, and I would be more than happy to guide you with a one-on-one session to understand what is it that's holding you back from becoming the version, creating this identity, this new state, this version of you that can be and deserves to be successful with relationships or in any area of your life. I would be more than happy to support you there. So please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back soon.